Toyota, no rush to build EV, non-electric has a lasting role. That's the title for today's review, with powerful statements from Toyota about its stance on electric vehicles. Are the world's largest automaker trying to save gasoline, or does it have a different agenda? Take a look at what our Toyota reporter Peter Nielsen is thinking about Toyota doing to break into the electric market segment. And at the end, I will present one of our electric vehicle commentators, Dean McManus's ideas on this. Welcome back, dear friends. This is Armin Harayan from TorqueNews.com. Please subscribe to our channel and give us thumbs up, like this video if you find it informative. So Peter Nielsen, our Toyota reporter, says, if I were to say that the end is near for gasoline vehicles and that electric vehicle cars would soon take over the world, I know there will be some laughs. Not that soon, obviously. If Toyota Motor Company says it, then suddenly people listen, though there is also some laughter for those who have already adopted electric vehicles. Peter says this report is fascinating when Toyota announced the building of the BZ4X electric vehicle concept into an actual electric vehicle. Shigeki Terashi, director at Toyota Motor Corporation in Aichi, Japan, says in the years leading up to 2050, different options, including hybrids and fuel cell vehicles, need to compete against each other so that the company is left with the best option. This statement is what Peter says I want to pick apart and uncover what I think is the reason Toyota does not want to play heavily in the electric vehicle game, because Toyota wants two different ideas compete each other. So reason one, the fuel cell. Peter says everyone knows that Toyota makes the best hybrid vehicles. Of course, other companies compete with Toyota in that space. For example, Hyundai also makes great hybrid vehicles, but we all know they own it. Toyota owns the hybrid market. That is not the point here, though. It is a fact that Terashi specifically said fuel cell. So that tells me Toyota is either too proud to admit a multi-billion-dollar failure or believe fuel cell technology will work out. Do you follow that? Peter also says, I will be the first to admit that I did not think Tesla would do this well. A viable electric car company? Come on, Elon Musk certainly proved me wrong on that, says Peter. He says, my thought is that if Elon can pull off Tesla Motors, SpaceX, and the Boring Company, all while manipulating the crypto market to bend to this will, can Toyota make fuel cell happen? Indeed, something to think about. And while I'm going on this, I would like to hear your comments, friends. And please subscribe to our channel for more on this as I go to the reason two. So the reason two, gasoline is still the majority market. Look, I love an excellent electric vehicle, but mass adoption is going to take time. It's going to take years. Maybe 3 more years before it shifts, maybe 10 more years. Speculation from Honda, Toyota, GM, Ford, and other companies have all set different time frames. The reality is, even if all car makers started today making only electric vehicle cars, from here on, our economy would collapse because the grid, as Toyota said, cannot hold that. So what is your time frame for electric vehicle transition? All of the car makers suddenly placing such massive demands for batteries would run prices through the roof. Not only that, but think about the demand it would put on the power grid. It would all be devastating to our economy. So this gradual change, gradual transition to electric cars is a really good option here. I have an electric vehicle takeover is going to take a minimum a decade, if not more. Toyota understands this and it makes sense. What about you? Do you think the full transition will take a decade or less? Peter has a conclusion. In his conclusion, he says, in other closing words, Terashi also said that fuel cell cars need to compete with each other. I feel that the downplay of the electric vehicle market is a ploy like Elon and Bitcoin, says Peter. I could be wrong, he says, though I do not have all that data sitting before me stating otherwise. However, logic tells me that the most significant fuel cell player tinkering with electric vehicle does not want to get their pride hurt. What do you think? Anyway, this is another adventure. Remember, Toyota's adventure is tomorrow's story. So we'll find more about that. Here I also want to add a comment from a long-time Torque News electric vehicle news contributor and commentator and an EV enthusiast, Dean McManus, about Toyota's position on electric vehicles. Dean has very interesting points, and he says Toyota is damaging its eco reputation in pushing back on electric vehicle technology. As opposed to many battery only zealots, I think that Toyota is right to continue building hybrids and plug in hybrids. Dean also says, I think that the transition from gas only cars is still only beginning, and it is vital to have many transition vehicles available for the millions of people whose needs demand the flexibility of gas engines as a backup to the main electric vehicle drivetrain. But Toyota has been vocal about the fact that they are not committing to support battery electric vehicles in the same way that they support hybrid or even fuel cell technology. For fuel cell vehicles, Dean says Toyota Mirai is impressive, but you can't get around the fact that across the United States there are virtually no hydrogen refueling stations currently, with only a handful located in the two areas of California. Green hydrogen fuel is still very expensive, which is hidden by new buyer subsidies. Dean says, I think that after getting H2 stations everywhere and lowering the cost of H2, automakers need to look at increasing the size of the internal batteries in their fuel cell electric vehicles and making them plug-ins to increase their competitive value in and adoption. And of course, in the meantime, nearly all other of the competing car makers are moving forward with their new battery electric vehicles, and Toyota is being seen as less and less like an ecological leader and innovator, and is now lagging behind the times. Well, friends, let me know your thoughts on this. Do you agree with this? Do you agree that Toyota is lagging behind the times or preparing something really big, especially that I have reported earlier about their solid state battery research? Or when do you think, how long do you think it will take for the transition of battery vehicle cars? Decades, until many car companies start producing more batteries and the grid is able to handle all of that weight. This is Armen Harayan from TorqueNews.com. Have a great day, friends. Please subscribe to our channel and give us thumbs up, like this video if you found this report informative. And please share in social media for discussion. That will help me tremendously. I'll see you soon in our next report. And God bless you, everyone. I have a very interesting report coming, a sudden support about Giga Berlin. So look for that and have a blessed day. Peace be with all of you.